I want to talk about what happened next in November, the Incredible Hulk TV pilot. Now, the series debuts in 1978, but in November of that year, they put, CBS did, I believe, on TV, the pilot movie. And Universal had been trying for a long time to get superheroes on TV. And this idea that we have today of, you know, Daredevil and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and this sort of shared Marvel universe, it seemed like there were some hints that that might be happening. But it ended up like the Hulk was the only thing in that show, right?
Yeah, well, it wasn't until the 1980s when they did the TV movies and basically had Thor and Daredevil show up there. But, you know, the Hulk was predated by Spider-Man on television.
He was in the Electric Company, he had some segments, and then there was also a live-action pilot.
Then there was the live-action, there was actually a one-season show of that. But the Hulk was really the one that found that longer mainstream success. I think it ended up being on the air like 5 years.
Yep. And it had a long syndication life after that, which is where I caught it as a kid. I watched it when it was in syndication and loved it. I love that show so much. I remember that I went to Sunday school when I was like 3 years old, and I colored in Jesus green on my Sunday school thing. And my teacher asked me why, and I said, "Yeah." And what I said was, "He's strong like the credible Hulk." And I think we still have my Hulk Jesus someplace. But,
he's going to be Phase 4 in the MCU.
Yeah. I remember when I was in kindergarten at the time, and I remember after the premiere of the Incredible Hulk, obviously watched it, was super excited about it as a kid. Dad was driving me to school. And if you remember in the pilot, the first time that Bill Bixby turns into the Incredible Hulk, it's this horrible downpour. He's driving on this like mountain road, pouring down, and he blows a tire, right? He has to get out, he's changing the tire, he hits his hand with a tire iron, and all of a sudden that made him so mad, just that little thing, by the way, made him so mad that he turns into the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
And on the way to school, we got a flat tire, and I was so afraid that my dad was going to turn into the Incredible Hulk. I swear.
Like, this is just how grown-ups work.
Yeah, it was traumatizing.
Well, one interesting fact I found out when we were sort of researching the topics for this show is that the producer for The Incredible Hulk was also the guy who had done $6 Million Man and spun off The Bionic Woman as sort of a secondary series. And Marvel got word that he had maybe been considering doing that for Hulk, creating a female version for the Hulk. And so to kind of steal a march on him, they rushed through into production She-Hulk because they wanted to say that they owned the rights to that character because they were the ones who originated.
That is fascinating.
Isn't it, though?
That is really neat.
It's interesting, like, how these things happen. Like, She-Hulk is the result of a business fear.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's also, I think one of the things that made the Hulk TV series a mainstream success was the fact that it kind of played on an already hit show, The Fugitive, which in and of itself was based on a true story, but it's also very much like Les Miserables, you know?
Yeah, because in the comics, General Ross is the guy chasing the Hulk. In the TV show, it's some reporter.
Jack McGee.
But he's based on
damn reporters.
Inspector Javert from Les Mis, intentionally.
Also, that theme song.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It had this wonderful
that theme song is still in my head to this day.
That melancholy to it.
It's basically encapsulates depression and loneliness.
Right.
You know? But that TV series has had a longer influence, I think, on the live action presentation of Hulk than even possibly than the comics, maybe, because, you know, when they get around to doing the Incredible Hulk movie, you know, they definitely went more of the TV show route, make him a fugitive.
That loner, right? He can't be around people because he kind of destroys their lives.
Even Mark Ruffalo at the beginning of Avengers, you know.